The Great Resignation and quiet quitting in Europe and America, Japan's hikikomori, and China and Hong Kong's lying flat movement together form a nearly global network of low economic output and low material desire, spanning 3 continents and 2 oceans. In the civilized world, the media report on these phenomena and individual cases. Scholars study their causes and offer suggestions, and government seeks countermeasures, each playing their role. In some other countries and regions, official authorities and their controlled media repeatedly create public opinion that at best disapproves and at worst condemns lying flat, criticizing this lifestyle as harmful to economic development and the loss of the spirit of hard work from past generations. As the saying goes, the more you shout at a dog, the more it runs away. Part of human nature is rebelliousness. Some people think, the more others try to stop me, the more I want to do it. The lying flat phenomenon within the East Asian Chinese cultural sphere reflects this mindset. The older generation, eager to maintain social stability, should not be upset. In fact, those who lie flat are often the most obedient. Those who speak out against lying flat today mostly share one or more of these traits. 1. Middle-aged or older. 2. Beneficiaries of current social privileges. 3. Unwilling to understand the situation of those who lie flat, judging only by appearances. They believe their strongest argument against lying flat is that it abandons the hard-working spirit of the previous generation, leading to reduced personal wealth and economic stagnation. Whether these critics are successful people or truly hardworking is not discussed here. Even if the idea of success is based on hard work, it doesn't strengthen the argument against those who lie flat. Today's lying flat people maintain only the minimum standard of living and do not pursue anything beyond that. Even if some jobs could bring a better life, they are not motivated to work harder. Having a family, owning a car and a home, joining the upper class, these are either out of reach or mere illusions to them. However, they don't rely entirely on social or other support. They may still work and seek income opportunities, but do not pursue anything beyond basic living. Why do they adopt this so-called lack of ambition? Because they have witnessed how their elders and peers worked hard just to afford a small living space. Looking at today's labor market and prices, social mobility is lower than before. Competition is fierce, and access prices have risen beyond what civilians can afford. Opponents of lying flat still repeat familiar arguments. If you don't get 1 or 2 more qualifications and don't work hard, your earning ability will be low. Without money, you may never buy a home, and public housing waits are long. You may have to live in a cubicle. I worked hard for decades to give my next generation a comfortable life, and it is due to this perseverance that I have my achievements today. Hard work, resilience, and planning are worthy of praise, but mixing this with persuading those who lie flat to live the so-called ideal life is narrow-minded. Those who lie flat clearly see how the previous generation's hard work earned what is now called comfort. They also know peers who are similar. Therefore, when discussing lying flat, it should not be seen as a generational struggle. The lying flat people see that the previous generation had to devote all their energy to work to enjoy the current comfort. Today, one must endure great suffering to hope for uncertain comfort, and the next generation will repeat the hardships of the last, like a cycle. If the younger generation learns even a bit of the elders' calculating nature, it is not hard to conclude that such efforts are pointless. This is the first level of obedience. The great suffering lying flat people see is the price of earning money. Though opposing lying flat show a lifestyle focused on accumulating wealth, willing to sacrifice freedom, which deters the lying flat. The wise elders plan their lives with no other spirit, interest, or social relationships. They spend holidays indulging and complain at work, dedicating most of their times, thoughts, even living places, relationships, and ambitions to career planning. To others, this may be a life burden. Worse, they work overtime with irregular and unbalanced meals, leading to health issues in old age. They drink excessively for socializing, causing fatty liver and stomach cancer. Physical and mental exhaustion leads to lack of exercise and muscle deterioration beyond expectations. Many who claim to work hard for a good life worry about survival in old age. actions speak louder than words. The lessons elders show for decades are fully absorbed by those who lie flat. If life is only about money, why struggle so hard? This is a deeper understanding of the first level of obedience. Some argue that beyond earning money and buying property, life has many worthwhile pursuits, interests, ideals, relationships, social welfare. Economic blockage doesn't necessarily mean lying flat is the only choice. This is a sound argument. Unfortunately, lying flat people are most obedient because they either believe the elders saying is the whole truth or 99.9% of the reality. They also agree that status and wealth matter greatly. They can only see the social ladder reaching the sky while they remain on the ground, unable to move sideways or find other paths. Convinced this road is blocked and there is no way to the other shore. This is a second level of obedience. Thus, opposing lying flat means hoping the next generation can critically and rationally judge society, as well as define comfort, pain, and life meaning for themselves. Using propaganda and verbal attacks is futile. Look at how Japan, the great neighbor of China, deals with hikikomori, their form of lying flat. In 2022, Japan estimated 1.46 million hikikomori, which is unused labor force. Then Prime Minister Kishida Fumio proposed new capitalism to use social conditions to boost economic growth. Policies include early intervention, multifaceted treatment, community and family connections, international experience exchange on hidden populations, etc. Some companies promote using vacant suburban houses as remote work sites for hikikomori, making good use of land and labor. The results remain to be seen, but the Japanese government clearly actively addresses the problem, rather than condemning ordinary people for dissenting while sitting in air-conditioned rooms and leather sofas. These lazy attitudes that only seeks to maintain the status quo without fundamental reform is another form of lying flat. If you have any idea or like this video, please comment, like, subscribe and share. I'll be grateful if you support me on Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon, making us go even further. See you on the next video.